Zelensky hopes Trump will pressure Putin as he did for Middle East peace. Drones strike oil depot in occupied Crimea, sparking huge fire in Feodosiia, and how Trump threatens to provide Ukraine with Tomahawk missiles unless Putin stops war. The latest news next. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky expects that his US counterpart Donald Trump will apply the same or even greater pressure on Russia as he did to achieve peace in the Middle East, reported by Zelensky in an interview with Fox News.
It gives signals for us and hope that with such pressure, what President Trump used in Middle East to make peace, and I hope that he will use the same instruments, even more, to pressure Putin to stop his war in Ukraine. I hope so, and I spoke about it with President.
Zelensky said that Trump had told him during a phone conversation that he could manage to stop Putin earlier than he can manage to make a ceasefire in the Middle East. Trump has stated that the situation in Ukraine is more difficult, the Ukrainian president added. Meanwhile, Zelensky noted that Putin really doesn't want and he doesn't feel full pressure on him from the United States. The two leaders discussed during a conversation that we need two things to make a real pressure on Putin. The first, according to Zelensky, is real air defense, and the second is long-range weapons to strike Russia's defense industrial base. That's why we spoke about Tomahawks and other things, he said. When asked whether Trump had approved the provision of Tomahawk long-range missiles to Ukraine, Zelensky replied, "We work on it, and I'm waiting for a decision from the president. Yes, of course, we count on such decisions, but we will see." Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky believes that the drone incidents in EU countries and the violations of European airspace by Russian aircraft are successful steps by Russian dictator Vladimir Putin aimed at putting pressure on Europe, reported by Zelensky in an interview with Fox News.
After these attacks, I think this is successful steps of Putin how to pressure on Europe. So the first point, he wanted to see a real reaction of Europe, and I think that it was not loud enough, and he didn't see real reaction. The second point, not political, very practical, that he saw what air defense capabilities, how Europe is ready for one or another attack. Yes?
You see these as a test, then?
I think, yes, it was a test. And he saw, so he looked at Nordic countries, he looked at reaction of Poland.
Zelensky noted that according to Ukrainian analysts, Poland had been attacked by either 23 or 19 Russian drones, and the Polish military had managed to shoot down only 4 of them. The president suggested that Russia intended to put pressure on some European countries who are ready to provide Ukraine with support, like air defense during winter, and that's why you understand for what to decrease the number of air defense deliveries to Ukraine. In addition, Zelensky described the most dangerous reason behind the drone provocations as Russia's preparation of its own society for aggression against the Baltic states and Poland. The president drew a parallel with the early stages of Russia's aggression against Ukraine's Crimea in 2014, which did not elicit a strong reaction from the United States, Europe, or the Global South.
I think this is the most dangerous reason, if I'm right, that he's testing and preparing his society. With Crimea, he began to prepare his Russian society that Crimea can be under occupation. And that's why I think this is very dangerous for Poland. And we heard for Poland and Baltic and other countries, because we heard not only drones, we heard their messages in media that we think about Baltic and we think about Poland, we have to think about it. So they are preparing messages for Russian society. This is dangerous.
US President Donald Trump has said he is ready to send Tomahawk cruise missiles to Ukraine if the war unleashed by Russia is not resolved. He views the threat as a tool of pressure on the Kremlin and plans to discuss it directly with Russian dictator Vladimir Putin. Reported by Trump during a press gaggle on Air Force One en route to the Middle East to attend the signing ceremony of a peace agreement between Israel and Hamas. During the flight to the Middle East, Trump commented on his policy regarding the war in Ukraine, contrasting it with the approach of the previous administration.
Biden gave them, Ukraine, $350 billion and we didn't. We gave them nothing, but we gave them respect and some other things, frankly.
He confirmed that he had discussed the needs of the Ukrainian armed forces with President Volodymyr Zelensky. According to Trump, the United States could send Tomahawk missiles to Ukraine if this war is not going to get settled. They need Patriots very badly. They'd like to have Tomahawks, the US president said. He described the Tomahawk missile as an incredible weapon, very offensive weapon, and added that before making a final decision, he might discuss the issue with Putin.
I might talk to him, Putin. I might say, look, if this war is not going to get settled, I'm going to send them Ukrainians Tomahawks. I may say that. The Tomahawk is an incredible weapon, very offensive weapon, and honestly, Russia does not need that.
Trump did not announce an immediate decision or specific timeline for the delivery, but emphasized that Tomahawks are a new step of aggression and that the US must understand how exactly Ukraine plans to use them before making any decision on the supply. Answering a question about whether the experience of peace talks between Israel and Hamas could be applied to Ukraine, the US president stressed the importance of persistence. I think what you can take is that never give up. Just never give up, Trump said. He called Ukrainians good fighters and said that Putin would look great if he chose to resolve the issue. Quote, and if he doesn't, it's not going to be good for him, Trump added. Explosions were heard in the city of Feodosiia in temporarily occupied Crimea on the night of the 12th to 13th of October. Drones have attacked a local oil depot, causing a large-scale fire that could be seen from several kilometers away. Reported by Sergei Aksyonov, the Kremlin-appointed head of Crimea, and reported by Krymsky Vitor, Crimean Wind Telegram channel. Sounds of explosions and air defense responding were heard near Feodosiia on the night of the 12th to 13th of October. It was later reported that an oil depot had been hit. Aksyonov confirmed the attack, saying that an enemy UAV attacked an oil depot in Feodosiia, which resulted in a fire. He also claimed that Russian air defenses had downed over 20 drones. Meanwhile, users on social media and local Telegram channels began posting many videos showing a large-scale blaze. The footage shows a huge column of fire and thick black smoke rising above the facility. Eyewitnesses said the glow from the fire was visible from various parts of the city and its outskirts. In addition to reports of the oil depot strike, the Supernova Plus Telegram channel also mentioned a possible fire at a petrol station in the same area. The details of this incident and the extent of the infrastructure damage are currently being confirmed. That's all for today. Thanks for watching this video. Support Ukraine, like and subscribe.